Good afternoon all. Part of the central dogma. Central dogma means replication, transcription and translation. DNA to DNA, DNA to RNA and RNA to protein. So a part of central dogma is the replication. Already discussed. A briefing of it. So this is the bacterial DNA replication, where we can see in the left side diagram that ODC is the point where from replication starts. Replication means the copy of the DNA cannot be initiated in any random part of DNA. Region in a DNA where from the replication begins, that one is known as the ODC in case of the E. coli. So how it starts? It starts with unwinding of DNA. How that happens? DNA A is the initiator protein. In this picture, that is not given. Majority of the books it's not given. So DNA A is the initiator proteins. It forms a complex of 30 to 40 molecules, each bound to an ATP, around which ODC becomes wrapped. This process is the initiation part, where after this DNA helicase comes. Initiator protein shows the path. Okay. So in the initiator part, there is 13 base pair, 80 rich repeat sequences are there. Now helicase comes and it utilizes the ATP energy. It moved throughout the strand. It made the double-stranded DNA. And after that, in single-stranded part, SSP protein is bound. In the picture, DNA B and the SSP both are shown. So SSP is bound to protect it, means the DNA, from breakage and to prevent the DNA renaturing. In this condition, DNA primase starts to synthesize one RNA primer. Now the question is why? To do the DNA synthesis, cell is having DNA polymerase 1, 2, 3. And for this polymerization, DNA 3 is working, DNA polymerase 3, but none of these 3 can initiate the synthesis. Okay, so they can't start the DNA synthesis. So once the activation of deoxyribonucleotides happened with the energy, that time we can see this DNA primase comes and it synthesizes a short RNA primer in the leading and the lagging strand respectively. After this, it is elongated by DNA polymerase 3, I will discuss that, and topoisomerase type 2 means DNA zydase, that will come to relax continuously the DNA strand by the introduction of further negative supercoil. So in this condition, when the DNA is opened up, DNA is relaxed, and now DNA polymerase 3 comes, which is having many subunits, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, tau. So this multimeric unit, it comes and it sits here and it moves as it is having 5' to 3' polymerization activity. With this, it is having a subunit epsilon, okay, which is responsible for 3 to 5 proofreading exonuclease activity. So it maintains the high fidelity. Now how it moves? So this is the way. As the DNA replication proceeds, DNA is unzipped with the arrow shown. One strand is continuous, that is the 5' to 3' strand, that is the continuous strand. DNA polymerase III is extending, similar for the lagging strand, but it is fragmented. Why fragmented? Because as much DNA is annulled, there only RNA primer can fit, and that much can be elongated. And this way replication is going on. DNA polymerase I is another essential enzyme in this regard, which is having an extra activity, that is 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. So which can remove the primer, means that RNA part, and which can be again filled with the DNA by the DNA ligase, will rejoin these parts and the gaps between the Okazaki fragment, the small fragments in the lagging strand. Lagging means already lagging behind this lagging strand. In this entire process, we need that cofactor NAD plus, and ATP also needed. And we must remember, one strand is continuous, another is discontinuous. Why? Because lagging strand needs to be replicated in the opposite direction of the way of replication fork is proceeding, and DNA polymerase can proceed only 5' to 3'. Thus, short fragments are produced as the replication fork expands. The lagging strand does so discontinuously in segments called the Okazaki fragment. Up to this, write down in your copy just with the arrow diagram with the main points, so that just before the exam you can go through. And ultimately the termination, there is a TUS chain product, TUS TUS chain, which will form the inhibitor of the DNA B helicase. As the DNA B helicase activity is stopped, DNA is not going to be opened up. As it is not going to be opened up, no replication, that is the termination. So in this way, initiation, elongation, termination with several complex, add those names like primosome, replisome, it is completed. And this is the structure of the DNA polymerase III. Several subunits. Apart from this, there is a beta subunit which will help to hold on that particular DNA strand. This much. Thank you.